pop it up on the screen so our viewers can have a look at it.
When it comes to the matter of baby Jesus, Joseph, you are not the father. It's okay. Don't worry. Come on, Jesus! Just come on, sit down. Okay, you want to talk to me? It's gonna be all right. Okay, take it calm. Come on.
Sorry, excuse me. As you can see, Chin is not very amused at what we just watched, or maybe it's just not funny enough for you. So let me break it down a little bit. Is what we've just watched okay, in your opinion? Or does that stretch too far into, let's say, mockery of the gospel or the story of Jesus, taking a mick of the whole Christianity? Where do we stand with something like that?
I don't find it funny. And I don't find it funny because for me, it could just be because of things. There are certain things that the world finds funny that I don't find funny, or certain matters. And so for me, I wonder if I don't find it funny just because I don't find it funny. I don't oppose to Christian comedy. So for me, all I can say is that I don't find it funny. If you're asking me, is it okay?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Okay, fine. I do accept the fact that, different humors and so on and so forth, right? But what I'm interested in, because it is basically, as a Christian man yourself, a believer, if you see people partaking in this kind of comedy, are you saying, no, actually, this is not okay? Or are you saying, it's not my cup of tea, but I don't see anything wrong with this? The Bible talks about coarse joking. Does this, fall under that category, or is it okay?
I would argue to put that under that category, only because I'm okay with Christian humor. I'm okay with making jokes out of Bible stories and whatnot. But for me, whatever joke you're making still has to fall in line with the message and the goodness of the scriptures. So here,
I'm sorry, hold on. So in what way have they messed up the message of the gospel? Because it is. I'll tell you
what way. Right?
Joseph was not biologically the father of Jesus.
Yes, however,
and that's what jokes are about. You take a normal situation like that, and then you exaggerate it, dramatize it,
and that's what I'm okay with.
To then kind of push the funny button.
That's what I'm okay with. But okay, so the thing that's funny here, it's meant to play off the fact that fathers are usually happy when they find out that the kid is not theirs, because that abdicates responsibility for them or away from them. Oh, it's not my child. I'm free. Ha ha. I thought I was trapped. Now I'm free. I don't agree with that messaging. I've never found that funny. Because for me, a child is a blessing. You know how many people wish they could bring children into this world, and then you have someone else. Oh, it's not my child. Don't get me wrong. If it's a matter of like unfaithful, the wife has been unfaithful or whatnot, I can understand why someone is happy, because if the child is theirs, they're bound to this unfaithful woman. But if the child is not theirs, then I'm free of you. You know, you in that I can get that. But we know that's not how these kind of jokes are made. In this modern world, when a guy finds out they're pregnant, the girlfriend is pregnant or potentially pregnant, oh, we're gonna take the test, they're sweating. Oh, I hope it's negative. Oh, baby, it's negative. Why? Because a child is not a blessing in the world's eyes. A child is not something that's God-given.
I think that's a little bit too harsh, to be fair with you. That's one aspect of it. But why can't it be a matter of where somebody is not ready to raise a child yet? So if the woman had been pregnant, they would have had to assume that responsibility, take on that responsibility, whether they are ready or not.
You play adult games, get adult consequences. Don't tell me you're not ready to bring a child into this world.
Fair enough. But then if you thought that was your reality and now you found out it's not, or you have found out that another man has to step up and look after that child, Surely you can celebrate. What's wrong with that?
You can, but I find no joy in that. I find no pleasure in that. There's nothing funny in that situation for me. That's what I'm saying.
Laughing, but
But
they are
people are
joyous.
laughing.
No. They're laughing. We're laughing at the creepiest. But in the situation you're talking about, they are not laughing joyous that, it's funny.
Mhm.
They are relieved that obviously that's not their responsibility. Someone else has to come in and assume that responsibility. Otherwise, they were going to have to be tied in that responsibility. However, here's what I wanted to come back on, right? To say that even on if we go back to the story, again, I don't know where I stand with this. I laughed. I found it funny. But finding something funny doesn't make it right. Yeah, two different things. Okay.
Yeah, true.
I could find all sorts of things funny, but then I could get rebuked about them. Said that you shouldn't be laughing at that. Yeah. I do believe that's the case. So I'm laughing. I'm not advocating for that to say that it's the right kind of humor. And this is why we brought it off POV. Please do let us know in the comments what you think of this kind of humor, because we there's a lot of humor that we have to stay away from as Christians, because that's what you're
100%.
saying. They do not promote Christian values. They do not. It's not something that we should be sitting there finding ourselves indulging.
It's not something that you should be
Right?
finding joy. It's not something
Exactly.
because laughter is an expression of joy. Laughter is an expression of happiness. It's a good feeling. And the thing is, should you be getting good feelings out of this thing that you're laughing about?
Exactly.
You see.
Now, if we then go back to the story again, if we put parallels there, yeah, I think for me that's where the humor is coming from. I think I would say you're going a bit too deep, because we are laughing at that level of if we draw the parallel of, for example, of a man in that kind of situation, and again, if we go to the story, he's like, but I never touched her. We haven't done it. That child is not mine.
No.
And then Mary's like, no, the child is yours. Kind of don't touch. You see what I mean?
The thing is, this is what I'm saying. I don't oppose to the humor. In fact, I don't even oppose to this kind of the exploring I guess Joseph's reaction to the situation.
And that's the thing.
Because in a normal situation that would be.
Let me just pause you there, because I agree that 100%. Because what we might find ourselves doing a lot is maybe looking at biblical stories and exploring things that are not there, not for doctrine's sake, but like what you're saying, we're just wondering, pondering, and maybe even creating stories out of them just to laugh and have a good time. Because these were people with real life feelings that they went through. You saw, imagine if somebody was to do one of when was it Lot, when the men came in to break in and then Lot is like, I have 2 virgins, you can take them. If someone was to create a little meme of the girls that in the house, and they're thinking, wait, what? You see, you could make something funny out of that, because
yes, but the thing is, for starters, I don't think this was done by Christians as well.
That is one aspect
and
of
for
it,
me,
yes.
I think Christian humor has to be done by Christians, because I feel like they're better able to walk the line that they need to walk. Because for me, to be honest with you, this comes across more as mockery as opposed to humor. And obviously, if you have a look as well, when the results come in, he actually goes to the screen and starts swearing at the picture.
He didn't swear. He didn't swear.
Look.
I was looking at that very, very carefully. Was he not pointing?
No, what's that?
No, that's his index finger.
Okay, but
to
communicate what
I
is
think
my
that's
point.
his index finger.
To communicate what
You
is
are
my
not.
point.
You are not my baby. You are
Come
not
on.
my.
So and also, so this is what I'm saying. The situation, you can take the very same situation and make a comedy skit out of it. I would be fine. But for me, I think it's about that line that you have to walk between not just mocking the situation, mocking the story, mocking the characters, almost making it like a ha 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 type of thing, right? As opposed to taking the situation and, okay, this is what happened, but guys, let's be honest, there's actually something comical here. I think, I don't know if I sent you a link to the Promised Land series, the Moses and the Israelites, like the comedy series.
I think I'm not too sure.
But I think so. I think I probably sent it to the whole cousins group. But it's like a 30-minute episode 1. I think they're filming the rest of the season. I can't wait, because I really enjoyed the comedy series. It's Moses and the Children of Israelites, done like the Office style. I don't know if you've ever seen the Office, done in like the Office style kind of comedy. I saw no issue with it. And the thing is, I was watching waiting to be. I was waiting for the moment. I'm like,
Yep,
okay,
I
it was
can't
fun
do
while
this.
it lasted.
Yeah.
But no, I got through it. It was funny. I found it humorous. It brought the story to life in a comic way, and I was like, great, well done.
Just not this.
This for me is borderline mockery, borderline blasphemy, but also personally, it's a subject matter that I don't usually find funny. When I see clips like this on social media, because for me it's I don't know. For me, it feels like we're mocking God's design. This is a personal thing. I'm not saying I'm not putting this on anyone. But for me, it feels like we're mocking God's design. God has said, okay, I'm going to bless you with kids. Kids are a blessing. We're like, oh, I don't want it.
I'll have to push a little bit back on that, because I think if that's the route you're going to take, you could literally do that with anything that we're going to say, yeah, this is a bit comical. You could literally go into it and say that, no, but behind every humor, there's that. I think you could eventually find an issue of everything. And then what we have is basically a doctrine where Christians can't laugh at anything.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. But I do think Christian comedy has a different line to walk. And that's what I think.